This episode's already pretty weird. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 23rd episode of the show Power Rangers Zeo, as well as the 178th episode overall, titled It Came from Angel Grove. We begin this episode at Angel Grove High, where Tanya and Adam are up late studying. Tanya says that she's done studying, but Adam wants to stay up late and study even more, and after he convinces Tanya that he'll be fine, she starts to leave. She walks past Bulk and Skull, who are sleeping, and she wakes them up. They're on night patrol, and Skull explains that there's a full moon out, and Bulk explains that unusual things can happen and there's a storm on the way. Tanya says that she doesn't want to be a bother, but Bulk and Skull insist, and Tanya agrees to actually walk them home instead. Adam has been sitting there for a bit longer, and he turns on the TV to see if there's anything about the incoming storm on the news. He instead finds The Bride of Hackensack is on TV, and so he just ditches the whole news idea, I guess, sitting down watching this cheesy horror movie, and then he drifts off to sleep. Adam then wakes up because an adorable black cat comes in, knocking a glass of water off the table. The cat runs away and Adam follows down the hallway, and he is surprised to find Zed and Rita in the hallway screaming at him. They're there to get him and his little cat too, according to Rita. His Zeonizer and communicator are also gone, and Zed says that he should fight them, or he could just join them so that they can take out the Machine Empire together. That explains that while Adam was asleep, his friends have been turned into different beings now by the Machine Empire. They tell him to go to a sorcerer to get what only a good person can get. He has to follow the cat to get there. He also needs to collect things along the way. The cape of a vampire, the hair of a werewolf, the wrapping of a mummy, and the eye of a cat. They warn that if he fails, his friends will perish. Then, Zed and Rita leave. Adam has lost track of the cat, and in a Dutch angle, he goes into a classroom, coming out in a black and white version of the youth center, noting that the color is gone. He's walking around being stared at by everyone there. He then finds Tommy, who was a Dracula ripoff named Temacula. Adam tells him to snap out of it, but Temacula then just orders a drink for Adam from Zombie Ernie. Then the black cat is there, and Adam is trying to get out of there, and Mondo and Machina are floating there, talking smack to Adam. Then Cogs show up around him, and Adam has to take them on, fighting them off. Adam then sees Temacula again, and he realizes that he needs Temacula's cape. He tries to say, "Look, it's Mondo!" But Temacula doesn't believe him. Then he says, "Look, it's Garlic!" And Temacula turns around, going, "Garlic? I don't believe it!" Man, I love this episode. Adam takes the cape running away. Adam then hears Rocky's voice, a rope appearing in front of him, and he climbs up it, coming out into a forest. Adam meets up with Rocky, who is speaking like a proper Englishman. He notes that a werewolf has been spotted in the area. Also, his name isn't Rocky. It's Lord Henry, master of Henry Hall, but his friends call him Harry. Then, wolves are nearby, growling, and the two start to run away. Harry says they need to cross the river so they can stop following them. They barely make it. Then Harry starts screaming, struggling to stand up. Then he comes out from behind a tree, turning into a werewolf, howling and screaming. He goes after Adam, but Adam is being careful with him. Then the werewolf just starts running away, and Adam just finds some of its hair caught in the bushes. He takes it and leaves. Then Adam runs into Stone, who is actually named Burgermeister. Adam finally now realizes that everyone is characters from the movie that he was watching, and he explains that he's on a scavenger hunt. He tells Adam to go to a visiting professor at the university in a cave that's right off the road. Adam figures out that this is probably Billy as he heads out. Adam then finds Skull is the professor. Okay, actually was not expecting that. He's apparently going to use magic to bring a mummy to life, and of course he does, and it ends up being Bulk all wrapped up. Bulk as a mummy starts chasing them, and then Adam unravels the mummy just a little bit, taking the wrapping with him. He then follows a black cat who meows at him. Adam then finds himself with William von Hackensack, with Alpha, who is Igor. Man, this is awesome. They're bringing William's creature to life, and it's the Bride of Hackensack, aka Tanya. And man, Nakia Barisa is going for it with this episode. Then the cat shows up again, and Adam decides to get out of there, and in that moment, everyone else leaves, and the cat suddenly turns into Valencia, the Queen of the Witches, aka Cat. She tells Adam to submit to her, and he grabs a pendant with an eye on it from her. He is then in the power chamber, and he meets Zordonicus the sorcerer. He also sees behind him that the Rangers and Billy are in the tubes. He has another task ahead of him, having to choose one of the Rangers to send to fight the Drill Master. And Adam goes, "Man, what would Tommy do?" which selects Tommy to go. Tommy then shows up with the Drill Master morphed, and he fights him in a quadrifighter that's coming forward. Adam watches this happening on the viewing globe, screaming about how this isn't fair. Then Tommy gets put under a pile of rocks, and then he just stands up, fine. Then he does a really terrible backflip, causing the quadrifighters to actually hit Drill Master before he kills them both with his power sword, returning to the power chamber. Adam then tells Zordonicus to turn everything back to normal, and now he leaves with only Mondo in the tube. Mondo then says that Adam has no idea, but he's actually been helping him destroy the Earth instead of saving it. Monsters surround Adam and he starts yelling. Adam then wakes up in the study area with the other Rangers who are waking him up, telling him that he was just dreaming. Then the black cat shows up, and Bulk and Skull say that they've been trying to get that cat for days and they chase after it. On TV, there's an encore performance of The Bride of Hackensack tonight, and Tanya and Kat invite everyone over to watch it, but Adam declines because he's had enough monster movies for a little bit. The end. So I know what you're thinking. This is their obvious Halloween episode, right? Wrong! It was actually released on VHS in freaking August before it was aired on TV for the first time in September. Why? Honestly don't know. Just weird. Speaking of weird, wow, this episode is weird, even by Power Rangers standards. I feel like I keep saying that because, well, I do, but wow, this episode's just weird. They're really throwing caution to the wind with what they want to do with the series at this point. I mean, it looks like the actors had fun filming this and whatnot, so I'm not totally complaining. It just totally throws the middle finger at the idea of having to adapt Japanese storylines at all, and I don't mind it. It's really new and interesting in a way for a children's television show, because they could have very easily just become slaves to the Japanese footage. I mean, which they were a little bit in season 1, but even then they did the exact opposite. So honestly, there's no telling how next time will be, but until then, may the power protect you.